So next topic is the detection of ultrasonic wave. There are several methods to detect an ultrasonic wave. So here we are going to discuss about three detection methods: the thermal detection method, the piezoelectric detection method, and the sensitive flame method. So in the case of the thermal detection method, which is the most commonly used method, which is a simple method. So here we are using a platinum wire. Okay. So in order to detect the ultrasonic wave through the thermal detection method, we are using a platinum wire. So when an ultrasonic wave is traveling through a material, okay, if the material will experience the compression and expansion, that is the vibration, okay, that is the rarefaction, and the compressions will be developed in the material. So due to the alternate compressions and rarefactions, so there will be some variation in the temperature. Wherever there is a compression, the temperature will be high. Wherever there is the rarefaction, the temperature will be low. So there will be the continuous alternate compressions and rarefaction will result the change in the temperature, as well as when the temperature changes, the resistance of the platinum wire is also changes. That is the temperature gradient. So due to the alternate compressions and rarefactions, the adiabatic changes of the temperature will take place. That is, wherever there is a compression, you can see the temperature will be maximum there. Wherever there is an expansion, the temperature will be slightly different from that of the compression. So the temperature is varying. Okay, so as a result, you can see that the resistance of the platinum wire, which is depending on the temperature, the resistance of the platinum wire is also changing depending on the compressions and rarefactions. At the position of the nodes, okay, there will be some values of the temperature, and at the position of the antinode, there will be some other value of the temperature. For example, suppose this is the nodes, and this is the antinodes. Okay, so here wherever there is nodes, there will be compression. Okay, compression, and it will produce heating. Okay, and in the place of antinodes, there will be rarefactions, and it will produce cooling. Okay, so whenever there is a change in the temperature, you can see that the resistance is also varying. Okay, so there will be change in the resistance. So the resistance variation can be measured using a bridge arrangement. Okay, so this changes, that is the nodes, you can see some other value of resistance, antinodes, you can see some other value of resistance. So this variation can be measured by using a bridge arrangement, and as a result, you can these variations, by detecting this variation, we can identify the presence of the ultrasonic wave. That is the first detection method. The second detection method is a piezoelectric detection method. So as I told you already, what is a piezoelectric effect? Piezoelectric effect means, suppose we have a quartz crystal. So it is an ability of the certain crystal like quartz to generate electric charge in response to the applied mechanical force or applied mechanical stress. That is, when a quartz crystal, for example, when a quartz crystal which is subjected to some stress or a pressure across its opposite faces, a potential difference will be developed inside this, across these opposite faces. You can see there will be a potential difference developed inside the crystal, and this is known as the piezoelectric effect. Okay, and this is a reversible process. So in the case of a piezoelectric detection method, which is basically depending on the piezoelectric effect. So when one pair of the opposite faces of a quartz crystal which is exposed to an ultrasonic wave, so there will be some potential difference developed across these opposite faces. So these charges can be amplified, that is, the developed potential difference can be amplified and can be detected using an electronic circuit. So, okay, if there is some potential difference developed across the opposite faces, then we can confirm the presence of an ultrasonic wave. And the last method is sensitive flame method. Okay, the sensitive flame method, which is a very simple method. So, as I told you, in the case of a thermal detection method, at the places of the nodes and the places of the antinodes, there will be temperature variation. Okay, at the places of the nodes, there will be compression and there will be maximum temperature, and the places of the antinodes, there will be rarefaction and there will be cooling. Suppose suppose we are allowing a sensitive flame to move along a medium. If there is the presence of the ultrasonic wave, we can see at the position of the antinodes, the flame keeps steady because the pressure is low. But at the position of the antinodes, the flame flicker because there is a change of the pressure. Okay. So in this way, we can identify the nodes and antinodes as well as the presence of the ultrasonic wave. If the value of the frequency of the ultrasonic wave is known, the velocity of the ultrasonic wave propagated through the medium also can be calculated. So these are the three detection methods.